Recently I experienced bad customer service at a bar in London where I believe there were a number of service failures which led to the eventual breakdown of me as a customer and them as a company. My friends and I had planned a night out in London where we pre-booked and paid for a table. When we arrived we were seated, and then about 25 minutes later we were served. There was no apology for being late. We spoke to the waitress about the wines, then ordered 3 bottles of wine and nibbles. And then about 10 minutes later she came back and said that the bar had run out of wine and the kitchen was closed so we wouldn't get any nibbles. She wasn't particularly apologetic and didn't really offer us anything for this service failure. At that point we were very frustrated, so we asked to see the manager, who went to see us about 10 minutes later. He was very apologetic for this, and to rectify the situation he went to the off licence himself and bought 3 bottles of wine and gave us some packets of crisps. Although in the end we did have our drinks and our nibbles, overall I thought it was a bad customer experience and I was a very dissatisfied customer. I believe there are a number of service failures during this experience, and the service recovery was badly managed. The goal of service recovery is to pacify dissatisfied customers through appropriate actions, and in this case I didn't think enough actions were taken. Things I would have done differently, I think, to improve on the situation. More communication was needed at earlier times, so before we ordered the wine she should have checked and told us that there wasn't actually any wine. She could have been more apologetic in her stance, which would have helped as well. We wouldn't have had to see the manager. I felt I was unfairly treated as a customer, and I think this can be linked to justice theory, which focuses on customers' perceptions of how fairly they have been treated.